When did you start competing and what attracted you to competition?
I started competing probably about 6 months into training jiu-jitsu. I met another coach who was at the time teaching MMA at the gym that I was going to gi classes at. So I started training with him and I really fell in love with no gi. So a couple months into training with him, I saw that there was a local tournament that popped up and I brought it up. And it was just a random spur of the moment thing. I was like, I'm just going to try it. I don't know how it's going to go. And my very first tournament, I had 9 matches. So
Wow.
it was a very overwhelming experience. But I had 9 matches. I won 6 of them, and it was difficult. It was very difficult. But ever since then, it was all I could think about. All I want to do all the time is just compete.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, I've noticed on your profile that you're very active. You compete a lot. You're a
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu, you've done the Leo Code, and now you're getting ready for this fight, this women's GP with combat sports. Tell me a little bit about that. How are you getting ready for your match?
So as you said, I like to compete a lot. So I've tried a lot of different ways of I've done the thing where I go into like a fight camp, fight prep type thing. And I find I get thrown off just because it causes big swings. If I'm competing twice or 3 times a month, it's hard to go into a fight camp for every single match, you know? So I like to keep myself more constantly prepared. So for instance, I've already done 2 matches this month and I have a third one this Saturday. So I just always like to stay prepared. I keep the same regiment of high intensity training. Sometimes after a match, I'll let myself have a couple of days of a cool down. I'll still go into the gym twice a day and drill, but I might not be rolling as intensely just to give myself a little bit of a roll off to go back up to the peak the next weekend. But I find I thrive better under a constant high pressure environment rather than just breaking up into camps beforehand.
Sure. And where are you competing this Saturday?
This Saturday, it's going to be engaged at Super Fights in Apopka, Florida.
Nice. Very good. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
What's your goal? Where do you want to take this? Is this what's your goal with jiu-jitsu and competition?
So it started off as a little hobby, just something I thought would be fun for like self-defense reasons and just to make friends and stuff. But I've gotten very serious into competition the past year and a half. I've really wanted to dive into it. I've recently started grappling full time. It's my main focus at this point, and I do plan to be going to ADCC Open Trials at the end of this year in New Jersey. So that is really where my sights are right now, and everything's just going full into training for ADCC.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you mentioned your husband, and he's fully supportive.
He's fully supportive. He's been 100% in on me going full time to train jiu-jitsu long before I was ready to go full in on training jiu-jitsu. He's the one that got me into it. He was pushing me to go to classes at first when I was not too thrilled about it, but then I started picking up into it and I continued doing it. And he's been at all of my matches. He's supporting me while I train full time. Yeah, that's a great support system.
That's awesome. And he trains as well?
He doesn't train as often. He'll come in, train a couple times a month, but he's not a competitive athlete. He's a very good wrestler, so he likes to come in and wrestle.
Nice. That's amazing. How do you feel about being a woman in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
I think right now is a very interesting time. There wasn't that big of a I guess it's a larger group of women are growing now in my local area. When I first started jiu-jitsu, there was like 3 or 4 women that I knew of in like my central gyms that I would go to regularly. But now there's women's classes that go to both the gyms I regularly train at that have 20 women on the mat regularly, like every week. It's growing. So I feel it's becoming a safer environment for women, and the competitive aspect is growing. There wasn't as much strong female competition years ago. And I feel like there was a larger gap between the male and female top athletes. And I feel like that's starting to close now. And I'm excited to be a part of that and see the other women who are really taking it to another level that hasn't been at before.
Yeah, fantastic. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you haven't even had your blue belt for a year yet, right? That's fantastic.
No, I got it in April.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You're definitely moving at a very high pace, a high level. So
Yeah.
What has been your favorite competition so far?
My favorite competition so far. Oh, geez, that's a tough one. So I love Jiu-Jitsu for the atmosphere. It's just such a positive atmosphere. Everybody's so excited for all the matches. It's a great feeling there. All the opponents are happy to be with each other. if we're talking more high level competition where it seems more intense, more professional, combat sports coverage was great. It's a great opportunity to go on Flow Grappling. I actually fought for them last April as well. So that was a very nice one that really made you feel like you're making it, you know?
So what would it mean to you to win this upcoming fight? The women's GP for combat sports?
Yeah. So there's some women in my bracket that I really respect. I've had a match against one of them before, and I'm very excited to have a match against her again. I love combat sports coverage, and to have such a platform such as like Flow Grappling and a belt on the line, it's a very heavy pressure. You don't really get that pressure from local tournaments that often. I do believe it might be their first 120 blue belt bracket. I'm not sure belt. I do believe it might be the first one. I could definitely be wrong about that. But I would love to hang it in the gym. You know, I'd love to add another belt to the gym, represent my gym well, and show the level of training that we have. It allows blue belts to compete at a higher level. You know, we are just show kind of what we do.
Yeah. And how do you feel about the evolution of women's jiu-jitsu currently?
Yeah, so I touched on that a little bit, how I do believe there used to be a larger gap in skill set between the elite male athletes and the elite female athletes. But I watch a lot of jiu-jitsu. I watch a lot of jiu-jitsu all day. I feel like that gap is closing very fast. I think there's some amazing female athletes out there right now. They're making huge leaps and bounds in the sports, and it gets me really excited to be a part of it, to start going into that realm. The gap is closing really quickly.
And who are some of the women that inspire you and that perhaps you follow?
Yeah, like Bia Mesquita, Brianna. Oh gosh,
St. Marie.
St. Marie, yes, Brianna St. Marie. Of course, like the big names like Fionn, Daniel Kelly. Everybody absolutely loves them. You know.
What would you say? I know sometimes it's hard, but do you have a favorite submission and a favorite position?
At first I wanted to be a leg lock specialist. I thought I was going to be a leg lock specialist so hard when I was a white belt. I was like, that's all I want. But if you ask any of my teammates, they're going to tell you I'm an armbar person. I love my arm bars from everywhere, from mount. I go to S mount, just anywhere I can get an armbar, I'll take it.
Nice. And what would be a message you would have for your competitor?
I'm always staying ready. I don't have to get ready. I'm always staying ready. I train a lot. You say I progress fast, but I think the amount I train has a lot to do with it.
Absolutely. And a message for your fans who will be watching the match?
Always thank you for supporting me. And I've had a lot of people come out and support me at small tournaments, and I'm really excited to let them support me on such a bigger stage. They've been with me for a long time. You know, I haven't been doing it for a long time, but they've been with me since I very first started. The same people.
What would you say to the the white belt female who just started jiu-jitsu, and maybe she would want to compete, but she's feeling insecure? What would be your advice?
Everybody's scared. The opponent that's in front of you, you might think you're really scared and that they're really tough, but I guarantee you they're as scared as you are when you first start. Nobody's going out to their first tournament a fully confident pro. And I think a big thing to remember is they're in the same place you are. Usually if you go to a tournament, you're competing against people in your same level. They're going through the same places in their journey. You guys might be a little bit different apart, but you're going through around about the same things in jiu-jitsu. Everybody knows how jiu-jitsu is. We know that as a white belt, you're gonna get stagnant. You're gonna get scared. You're gonna face people who are bigger, maybe been doing it a little bit longer than you, and different gyms give out different belts at different times. But they are just as scared as you.
If you could pinpoint maybe one valuable skill or one valuable lesson that jiu-jitsu has brought into your life, what would that be?
I think jiu-jitsu has really helped with my confidence. I was a very I don't seem it now, but a very shy, timid person. Jiu-jitsu definitely showed me that even though I'm a little bit of a smaller framed person compared to other people, and I'm a little bit shy, I can still handle myself against larger people. So I can walk through day-to-day life thinking other problems are not as big of a deal as a 200-pound man trying to kill me in the gym. It's made me realize that things outside of the gym aren't as dire as they seem.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else you would like to add or anyone you would like to thank?
Sure. I would love to thank my coaches at Ethereal Jiu-Jitsu, JB, Harry, Kyle Watts, all of them. Everybody there is just amazing. All of my teammates, like not all of them are competitors, but they give the competition team a run. They're always there to help. They'll stay late and drill with you all the time. Any questions you have, everybody's just, it's such a family there. It's such a family. Come check us out. It's great.
Yeah, for sure. Once again, thank you so much. I will be there at the event, so I'd love to meet with you in person. And good luck with everything. I'm excited for your upcoming fights.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. Have a great day.
You too, hon. Thank you so much.